Hey there guys, this is Dan from Screaming Frog. I've put together a very quick video to show you exactly what the Screaming Frog SEO Spider can do. Basically it's a small Java program that you can install on your PC and it crawls websites and looks for common issues from an SEO perspective. It's free up to a 500 URI crawl limit. If you want to crawl any more than that, you can buy a license and you can click this license button just up in the top left hand corner there. And it also gives you access to the Spider configuration options as well. But without further ado, let's crawl the website. Let's just call my blog to make it nice and easy. And you can see straight away that it's pulling in the URI information there. In the bottom right hand corner you can see the number of URIs completed and the number it's got left to go. In the middle you can see the average and current URI it's crawling per second. This is not going to be a super fast example just because it's a WordPress blog on a shared hosting platform. The interface itself is fairly intuitive. You can click these headings here and so you can sort the data, and you can scroll across as well as the spider is crawling and you can see the kind of elements that we're pulling in straight away there. So you can scroll up and down. You can stop the spider at any point as well and export as a .csv, so you can slice and dice your data as you see fit in Excel. You can resume the tool obviously as well, so resume the crawling, and if you click on these individual URI you see that this bottom window here populates. And it basically gives you more information, stuff like in links, anchor texts, alt texts, whether links are followed or no followed, out links as well with the same sort of information there, image info, so any images on the given URI, and the alt text there, so you can click around and see all the different information there. So there's a fair amount. But what we've also done is we've separated the key elements into individual tabs in the top here. And included filters which look for common SEO issues on each of these, just so you can analyse sites on the fly. And you can also export individually, and the filters work with the export function as well. So let's have a look at the external tab. So you can look at just any external URI, anybody you're linking out to basically. So you can look at what level, how deep they are in the website. You can look at in-links as well, so who you're linking out to the most, and you can click the in-links down here as well to see the kind of information, that you see what pages that you're linking out from. Response codes, so any redirects, any 301s, 302s, and a redirect URI there. This is not just internal but also external URI as well. Any client-side errors, so any 404s, so it looks like I'm linking out to a few 404 errors on other sites there. Any server errors, I don't have any of those, which is good. So URI issues, so just common URI issues, stuff like non-ASCII characters, underscores, uppercase characters, things you might want to keep an eye on. It also looks at duplicate pages, so it looks at the hashtag, the MD5 of those. We also pull in the canonical link element here in this particular window, just because if you have got a duplicate content issue you might have tried to resolve it using the canonical link element, so you can see whether you sorted the problem there as well. Also, you know, dynamic URI or any particularly long URI, anything over 115 characters that you might want to keep an eye on. Page titles, so if you've got any missing, any duplicate, any over 70 characters, which is obviously what Google shows up to in a SERP. Any that are same as the H1, or if you've got multiple page titles on a given URI. Meta descriptions, much the same here, missing, duplicate, anything over 156 characters, or if you've got multiple on a page. We do put in meta keywords, or you can pretty much ignore those. Headings, so we're putting the first couple of headings, H1s and H2s. And if you've got any missing, any duplicate, any over 70 characters, or if you've got multiple. This is a WordPress blog, so the main headline on the page, the actual site title, is the H1 as well as the individual blog posts. So I've got multiple, which is a fairly common WordPress issue there. H2 is much the same. Image information, so we look for things like anything that's getting fairly large, so anything over 100 KB, or if you're missing alt text, and then you can click the image info here and see exactly what pages they're on as well. Any alt text that's over 100 characters as well, so fairly good information there. We also pull in meta and canonical information here as well, so you can see in the filter what you can find. So if you want to find any URI that have no index tag on them, for example, you can see here, actually we've got metadata 1 and 2 here, so, and you can see that this is actually because some of these pages have the no index tag on them twice. So it looks like I might have a couple of plugins there that are actually meaning that I've got the no index tag on them twice, which is not overly good. We also look for things like, meta refreshes, which are things like that you can often miss on a website, especially if it's fairly large. We also put in the canonical link element, which I mentioned earlier, and you can drag and drop these panes around, so you can actually pull this right over to the URI and match it up and just make sure that you haven't got any issues there, which is pretty handy. So this is just a very quick overview of exactly what the tool can do. At any moment you can obviously export it into Excel and look at it there and provide site recommendations or send it over to a client or whatever. So it should make it fairly easy for you. If you want to know more detailed information, please do look at our FAQ. It goes into detail on our user agent and how it looks at robots.txt and that type of thing. We've got a support button there as well in case you have any problems or issues. We've also got a feedback form in case you've got any recommendations for improvement or things like that. We've got loads of things in the pipeline coming, as you can imagine. So if you've got any more questions, do let us know, or you can follow me at Screaming Frog as well. So I hope you like the tool, and thanks.